Yo, what's up people, and welcome back to the Afrika People Show. It's your boy Ryan and Tapua, and we're here for another exciting episode. Today, the BAL playoffs have started. We had two exciting games.
Very
just
exciting
took place. Yesterday, the Cape Town Tigers played, as Al Ahly did as well. We'll touch more on that in a bit, but the Tigers put up a really good fight, and they were unfortunate to go down. And of course, as we said, we are in the conference finals, midway through of the playoffs.
Conference finals right now looking very one-sided. Only two teams actually have won. The other teams are still having their 0 there. One's 3-0, the other one's 2-0. So we'll touch on that right now.
Touch on that, yeah. Lakers are in huge trouble, 3-0 down. The Miami Heat 2-0 up. Jimmy Bucket doing his thing, and it's very, very cool.
Yeah.
And as we did say, Jimmy Bucket's going into the Miami Heat versus the Celtics. I did say that the Celtics going to it, they're favorites, but they're not really favorites. The Heat thrive as underdogs, and they're showing it.
Dude, the Heat is actually scary, and I don't see how the team actually did it. These guys were one game off of not being in the playoffs at all. Like, if they lost to the Bulls, the whole trajectory of the Eastern Conference changes. Because the Bulls wouldn't beat the Bucks, that means the Bucks would still be here, and they'll still be healthy. And they would have to face
Sixers.
Everything else changes with
Jimmy Butler, 35 points in game 1, 27 points in game 2. He's really showing out, And guys, I'm not one to apologize and I'm wrong, but Jason Tatum, still average, but he has been playing better than Jaylen Brown. Brown 16 points in game 2, Tatum 30 and 34. In both games respectively, but both of them crucial turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and Grant Williams and Jimmy Butler had a bit of beef. They said that Grant Williams was poking a bear and Jimmy goes and pops off. But I don't even think you can blame Grant for this one. I mean, I blame the stars, the quote-unquote stars and the Celtics now. Yeah. I'm seeing them in a bad lighting more and more as the series goes through. Because they're just really not stepping up to go. How do you go on a 25-9 run at home? They let the Heat score 25 points and they only scored 9 at your own home ground. And they cannot close out the fourth quarter as well. I also have to give credit though to the Heat with Spoelstra. It's also them winning games. Yeah.
Eric Spoelstra has really been a great coach for them. He's instilled the Heat culture we talk about during the playoffs. The Miami Heat are one of the scariest teams to play. 4 of their 9 players are undrafted. Literally. And they've been doing incredible. Caleb Martin drops 25 points. He's only dropped 25 points 2 other times in his whole career. And then you have Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, also undrafted, pulling up their weight. Then you also have the bio players with Kevin Love and Cody Zeller. Bio players have never been proper in a championship contender team. Because these guys can literally leave and they've come to terms that you have the freedom of going to part ways. But they're still balling out and they can win a championship. Yeah. Shout out to Miami Heat. It's a bad analogy now after what happened, but Miami Heat in the playoffs is like, Real Madrid in the Champions League, that heritage that they have. But, bad week, we won't touch on Madrid City, Let's keep it basketball.
But also, Brown was lacking a bit, but I just think the Heat's improbable chances of coming here. And you can't say it was due to injuries or bad run, because these guys played the Bucks and the Celtics, who are top 2 odds in making the finals.
Yeah.
So these are big teams that they're actually closing out. And their playoff run is impressive. The support roles are shooting above 50%. They shot 50% last game from 3. That's ridiculous. And there was so much criticism throughout the regular season when they were the Heat are not good enough shooting threes, and the
Celtics 27.
They were not shooting properly. And then the Celtics were the ones that actually could shoot the 3-ball well. But now it's it's changed. The Heat are guarding the perimeter whilst being able to shoot threes as well. So the Celtics are struggling.
It is. It's going to be an interesting series. We'll see how that plays out. As of course the Heat's 2-0 up, and the Celtics are in real trouble.
But at least with the 2-0 up, the Celtics have a chance. One that isn't a chance because you can't come back from an 0-3 deficit is Nuggets versus Lakers.
Yeah, the Lakers in huge trouble. But before you Jokic fanboys come for me, just look up here. Who's on 2 out of the 3 posters? Jamal Murray. the Nuggets' real MVP, you know.
He's forgetting that Jokic had another triple-double in the second game.
Jamal Murray back-to-back 37-point games. Listen to the statistic from Jamal Murray. He got 23 points in the fourth quarter against the Lakers, and this was his fourth time getting 20 points in the fourth quarter. No player in the last 25 seasons has ever done that, and he has the most fourth quarter 20 plus points from any active player right now. Your KDs, your LeBrons, your Hardens, all of them. So Jamal Murray has been really outstanding, and he's one of the reasons that, you know, the Nuggets are annihilating the Lakers.
Yeah, I know. Jamal Murray, playoff Murray is a real thing. Like, regular season, you never hear things about him, but now he is really stepping up. And with Game 3, you know, even though I have my Jokic propaganda, he probably played one of the worst three quarters of basketball in this season. Yeah. I mean, he had 4 fouls. He wasn't even allowed to play the third quarter. But the Nuggets still won, and Murray pulled up. That's when you know that the whole team is balling up. Bruce Brown, A+ role player. You have Aaron Gordon, A+ role player. MPJ never passed the rock, Michael Porter Jr. This guy doesn't pass, he just knows how to shoot and get that thing in. Even he's balling out. So the Nuggets is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Jokic did come back for the crucial fourth quarter where he drops 14 points in the fourth quarter, which is clutch.
But you know, credit on that, you know, Jokic playing was worth. Credit to him, you know, he's getting a lot wrong, but what he is getting right is the coverage on Jokic, you know. Putting Rui on him as a primary defender, then AD roaming around just in the paint, you know, for the extra defense, and that's limiting, you know, Jokic to not get his crazy numbers. But as credit to him, you know, if you block him on points, Jokic is still going to out-rebound you and still out-assist you.
Yeah, but you know, even with Game 1, they had AD was having a fantastic game with his 40 points. Yeah, and he was like blocking Jokic, and he was playing a great game. The fourth quarter, they were even coming back. They changed their pick and roll thing to put Jamal Murray on LeBron, and Jamal Murray struggled guarding LeBron. But I think the problem where it came off is later is that LeBron is struggling to shoot recently
from 3 points.
So with that one, you know, they just have to guard LeBron's drive where he's most powerful. So once they manage to see that and allow LeBron to shoot but not drive in, that's when the Nuggets started getting the upper edge there.
Yeah. So, you know, it's not looking good. And D'Angelo Russell has been absolutely nowhere, woeful. Shooting under, you know, 30% from the field, 19% from 3. Last game he was limited to 20 minutes. Finally, he's getting restricted minutes. This guy used to play 40 minutes, drop 10 points, you know, just be ineffective, inefficient, and really cost the team. So
yeah, I mean, D'Angelo Russell really having this slump. I think the only role player who is really balling out is my guy Austin Reeves. AR-15, he's playing well with, I think, of course, LeBron and AD have also been stepping up this series. Because it's been close games. It's not like...
all three have been
close games. The throw doesn't reflect it. But you know who got angry at this? Michael Malone, the head coach of the Denver Nuggets. He was very upset that the media was focusing more on Lakers having a close game and how they could beat the Nuggets than the Nuggets actually being dominant. He first said when they went up 1-0 about how everyone's focusing on the Lakers coming close and stuff, and then he's like, we'll go up 2-0. And then they went up 2-0.
and Darian said, we'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
It's not okay.
Now they went up 2-0, and he's saying that people aren't appreciating Jokic's greatness right now and how the Nuggets are going to. And the way it's looking, I think the Nuggets are going to win the whole thing, man.
Get the brooms out?
Sweep? Yeah, the sweep is looking imminent, bro.
If there is one person who can get a 3-0 lead down, you know,
it's LeBron.
It's LeBron James, you know. We'll see, but it's a lot for him, you know, in year 20. Look, whatever happens, this was a success for the Lakers, you know. We weren't supposed to make the playoffs, make the play-ins. Their odds were stacked against them, and to get all the way to the conference finals, you know, it is an achievement, but they can't go out this sad, you know, they can't get swept.
The sweeping is making it look very bad. It will hurt the legacy, but at least they managed to beat the Warriors, and even Minnesota, they didn't look like a fish out. They were, second seed Minnesota. It was a very strong one. So Lakers have done a good job throughout the play-ins. It's funny because Lakers and the Heat, that's your 7 and 8 seed teams making conference finals. So that's amazing to see.
It is. But you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens halfway through the stage. Very exciting. And halfway through as well, the BL playoffs. Very, very cool. And shout out to the Cape Town Tigers who made the playoffs for the first time. Rashid did a wonderful job getting them there. And these guys really, really put up a fight. They went down to Stade Malien from Mali, 78-69. And at one point the Cape Town Tigers were down by 22 points. They managed to claw back to 3 points, but just in the fourth quarter, ill discipline, cheap turnovers resulted in Stade Malien pulling away in the end. But to show that fight back was really something.
Something, yeah. But a guy that I mentioned in Stade Malien was Diarra. That guy is a baller. Let me tell you, it's his double silver of the season.
Six
Imagine.
Season.
And he dropped 18 points, 13 rebounds, had 3 blocks. I told you that this guy's rebounding and block shots is really where it's pivotal on the defensive end.
As well, there was a whole collective effort from Stade Malien. Their bench outscored Cape Town Tigers, 22-5. And when you have that type of support role, then you're really in trouble.
Then also John Wilkins for Stade Malien got the player of the game. He also dropped 18 points out there. He played very well.
But look, this was the Cape Town Tigers team, one of their star players. Ganapamo did not play. Zaire Wade, Dwayne Wade's son, also was out. They were both out injured, so they couldn't really do well.
But Cape Town Tigers, have to give them credit because with the starting 5, 4 of them dropped 10 points up. Benajay got 10 points, 13 rebounds, got the double-double. Prince Lou, as he said, 19 points with the 10 rebounds.
Some Kelo Tele as well, 18 points, there. So they really did put up a fight and they did well. But credit also to Stade Malien. I mean, it's the first Malian side to ever reach the last 4 of the BAL. So
you know what? I'm gonna back them throughout the rest of the season. Stade Malien is the team that I'm supporting now.
We'll see how they do. A very, very exciting game. And another game took place as well. Al Ahly Sporting versus Rwanda Energy Group. This was also a very, very tough game. But Al Ahly from Egypt ended up dominating the game. They led the game by as much as 23 points.
I mean, even their bench, Corey Webster came on from the bench. He scored 13 points, and he shot 50% from 3 as well. So I mean, the whole overall team is just great, and they look like very huge threats. Even Egypt's basketball culture has been very good. So I don't think this comes to a surprise with anyone. They're coming out to the BAL playoffs with dominance.
That's true, But shout out to the Rwandan Energy Group, REG. They did put up a fight. Adonis Fila put up 26 points in a fight back. But Al Ahly will play Stade Malien on Wednesday, which will be a very tight and interesting game, as Tapo called it. He's supporting Stade Malien, I'm a bit of a flip-flop, so I'll see, who's winning, I'll jump on the bandwagon, in the final, so we'll see what happens.
But with Al Ahly as well, Ehab Amin dropped 22 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. He also was player of the game for this one. He had a dominant display out there as well, very scary guy. And then you also have Amont dropping 60 points on that team. Also shooting 50% from 3. He shot 3 for 6 from the line. And he scored all his free throws. When these guys get fouled by the line, they knock down their free throws, which separates from good teams to the great teams. That really, especially in the playoffs as well, every single point counts. So I have to give Al Ahly credit for that.
Well, guys, stay tuned in the BAL. More games to come. The playoffs, as we said, the semi-finals take place from Wednesday, and then the final, obviously, next week, Friday. So very, very exciting times. And coming to you guys, the fans, we asked you, who is your playoff MVP so far? We did ask you that, and we got a lot of responses. The top 3 that we got was Jokic for some odd reason.
Of course, Jokic is in there. You guys know ball. To all the fans out there, you guys know ball.
Some Anthony Davis shouts, decent shouts. He had a really good playoff game. The last couple games not so much, and of course, my choice, Jimmy Buckets, guys. Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Butler has been sensational. He has single-handedly carried this Miami Heat team to an NBA final. I'm calling it now. The Miami Heat will beat the Celtics. He's taking them to a NBA final, and I want them to go all the way. Just from sheer determination, hard work. This guy's been an all-star in the league from when he was on the Sixers to the Timberwolves. He's just been so consistent and so good. So shout out to him from the Bulls days.
And one thing I gotta give, Jimmy Butler for. I mean, in the bubble, he took the Heat to the finals, and that was also a not so good Heat team, you know. Then he goes to the conference finals as well against the Celtics, even though the Celtics beat them last time. And now he's back in the same position, and now he's actually probable to make the finals. Who knows? Maybe they even bring a championship to Miami. I mean, I have to give Jimmy Butler credit for it, but of course, my pick is not a surprise if you're watching the episodes. Jokic.
Jamal Murray. Oh,
nah, TV Jamal Murray, guys.
Back-to-back 37 points.
Don't let's dude, third in all time now for triple doubles. You know, he's so efficient. I mean, if you restrict him to try, don't listen to him, guys. Because if you restrict him from passing, he'll score. If you restrict him from scoring, he'll pass it or out rebound. He has so much great aspects in the game offensively. Defensively, there's still a bit of work that he can do. I'll agree there. But as an offensive player, he just he makes everyone around him good and gets everyone in the game involved. Your Michael Porter Jr.'s can just do there and shoot and get 2 assists only that whole game because Jokic is supplying you the whole time. So that's why I have Jokic as my playoff MVP.
So Nuggets going all the way?
I believe Nuggets are going
so
all
Nugget Heat finals, we'll see. And you know, I got my team, he's got his team. Let's see who's right, you know.
Yeah.
Tune in for episodes. But thank you so much, guys, for another episode. You know, it's been fantastic. Thank you for your support and everything. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Afrika People.
As you saw right there, we'll be asking questions on our Instagram at Afrika People. So make sure you tune in, follow there. Maybe you guys can have one of those sponsors that we review. So thank you guys for everything. It's been a pleasure now working with you guys, and thank you.